Hi, everybody. This week on the Bare Necessities, I'm actually joined by a guest star, our own Kelly Stokes, the Religious Education Coordinator at First UU Austin. So now I'm joined by Kelly Stokes. She, again, is our Religious Education Coordinator. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. And like I introduced, we're talking about chalices. I was given the challenge of a chalice this past week by Kelly when I realized I did not have one in my house. I have to admit, oh gosh. And so this morning I sat down and Kelly had given me a suggestion that a lot of y'all know made me happy was Lego. And so I got a little crazy, but that's okay. And I made a couple of examples. And Kelly has done the same. She's made quite a few examples of ways that you can make a chalice in your house with and without flames, because not everybody can get the fire, not everybody needs it. So, Kelly, what do you have for us?
I have lots of things here. So first of all, I want to show you this one. This was made by a church member and then it was decorated. And this is actually a chalice that's used by our middle school group currently, but you can see it's like a plant pot glued to a plate. And then you can just put a candle on top. I've got all this stuff around here. You just put a candle on top like that, and you've got your chalice. This is another one. That one's already like painted and looking nice, but I was looking in my own garden area, and here's, like, you can see it's actually got dirt in it. Plant pot, plant saucer, candle on top, chalice.
Yeah, those look a
Pretty
lot
much
like the ones that we have in the classrooms too.
yeah. And we recently made ones with the pre-K kinder class. Actually, maybe everybody did this in December, so it was the older kids too. So this is also just a little teeny tiny plant pot with a little finger bowl on top, and they colored it. This one is my son's, and so he keeps that, and you can put a little candle inside of it. So those are those. But I was also thinking, well, what if you didn't have those around? What if you just had like a cup and a saucer? And check this out. You can flip it upside down, put that on top, chalice, flaming chalice. There you go. There's a lot of different things you can do. I was kind of getting a little goofy with it. This will be a theme, you will see. This does not surprise Bear at all to know that I was getting goofy with it. This is this little like aquarium kind of thing that my son made in an art camp thing last year. And I was like, ooh, maybe we could turn that into a chalice. So I put a bowl on top and put a candle inside, and we have a fun aquarium chalice. That's one. This is one that we got a couple of years ago at Target. It's an egg cup. And so it was in the dollar bin, but it works perfectly and it fits a little tea light. You can see you can make a little baby chalice if you have an egg cup sitting around at home. Let's see, this one was another cup. This is just a metal cup and a dish on top. That makes a nice chalice. I was getting fun with the metal thing. So I have a metal cup and a metal plate. And that one could probably take a larger candle too. So we've got that. And then I was also thinking about, like, what are things that are meaningful to me? So this is a vase that a close friend of mine made. It's handmade pottery. And I put a wooden bowl on top. I liked using natural materials. And I started to think about, well, what if I didn't have a candle? Like, what if I didn't have a flame? And so what else could I use for a flame? And pine cones are really special to me, and I collect them. So I have a little pine cone. You can't really see it standing up, but I had a couple little pine cones. You can see can sort of be the little flame inside that. So that's an option. I also realized you could do, here's a little wooden chalice. You could do things like taking a special rock and letting the special rock be your chalice, your flame. So when it's time to light your chalice, you'd put the rock in, or a seashell could be the flame. I want to see your Lego creations, Bear.
Oh gosh. All right. So to start, and even though it was the second one I built, I made a small one because not everybody has, if you have Lego at your house, you may not have the obsessive collection that I do. And so you may just have a few. And I just use regular square blocks, things that are more common in Lego sets, to make a little chalice that fits. I have electric candles because fire. Just a little electric candle that
I love that.
fits right in. So I have that one. And then I have I do have a candle fixation. So I have a ton of these. And so I built something a little bit more substantial.
Wow. Wow, look at
and
that.
I had to give it some side because it would fall. And that's not
That is
fun.
amazing.
And the candle fits right on the top. And I tried to make sure it was absolutely super stable because there is no way I'm burning my house down this way.
So you show us the middle part. I want to see the rainbow again.
Oh, yeah. Square blocks. This way I got a little bit more creative and I used a lot of the extra pieces that I have because I have this bin with 6,000 pieces of Lego because Costco. And they did not know what they were doing when they put those out.
That is
so I just
fun.
used whatever I could grab out of it. And I was like, I'm just enjoying it. And I think that's what really worked for me when I was like, I don't have a chalice. I never really have. And it was the making of it that made it more special to me because it's like, this is something that I already love. I love Lego. It's one of my favorite therapy tools ever. If you can look, I have so much Lego. Since I was a kid, it's a thing. And I figured, why not use something that I'm already going to be kind of passionate about, that I'm going to enjoy? So I did. I even went up to into my garage, into my wood shop. And I was like, I could do something out here. And then I was like, I think that's a little overkill. So I have this, which is overkill enough. But it works for me. And this one's probably going to end up on my altar in some way or another because I keep altars around my house. And that way, at least I have a chalice in my house. So yeah, this is my big honkin' chalice. It weighs a ton.
I love it. I love it. And now you can't say you don't have a chalice in your house anymore.
That's true. And
that is awesome.
Even if I don't, I can make one really quick.
Yeah. I made some little Lego ones. I too had a lot of fun with this. So my husband came by a couple times and he thought that I was cleaning up the playroom. And I was like, no, I'm just still making chalices. I got a little carried away. I started out with a really simple one. So this is just a little simple baby chalice. And to add the flame, there's just a simple brick on top. That's my simple one.
So that's just a couple of bricks.
That's just a couple of bricks. Yeah. It looks like maybe 6 or 8, just if you have the few most basic ones. I didn't have a lot of yellow, so I got a little goofy with things. This is my sort of blue one. And then I don't know if you can see this. It's a pie. I decided pie would be the flame. So we're lighting the chalice with pie. There we go.
Pie brings a lot of happiness for people.
Exactly. And you have to have heat. You have to have fire to make the pie. So I don't know. This is just a kind of simple one too with the bricks. And then I did have the little yellow ones for this one to be the flame. But this one actually also fits a candle. I think I have an electronic one around here somewhere. I'm surrounded by so many chalices, Bear, that I can't even see anything anymore.
Gosh.
So that one has yellow. This one has a little heart on top. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a little heart crystal to be the candle. Mm-hmm. I had fun with these little archway.
Yeah,
I saw those on yours too. I like that.
Yeah. I was like, what are these? I've never had these.
Yeah, I know. We didn't have a lot of the main basic bricks, but we had some specialty ones. I think this came from a Harry Potter giant spider Lego, and I liked the way it sort of created the shape of the chalice. So this is my fun spider chalice with the heart, again, with the heart flame. So I like this spider chalice. That's fun. The kids are both like, can I have that one when you're done? When you're done, can I have that? So I think, oh wait, I have one more Lego. That's this one. Ooh. This is like the Disney princess Lego chalice with a little, this flame has a star. So it's like a little, can you see that? It's like a fairy wand.
Yeah.
And it goes in there. Yeah, that's that one. What else have I not shown you? I wanted to share this for anybody who's interested. This is a printable chalice, and this comes as a printout. It looks like this when you get it, although they have a colored one too. And we'll share this link so everybody has it. It's alicethechalice.org, and you can grab that, color it any way you like or not, and then you cut it out and you wrap it around a cardboard tube, and then you put your flame in to light the chalice. So that's an easy one to do. And I know that this looks like it's maybe just for little kids, but I would argue that it's really fun. to color, and that this could be for any age.
Well, it's something that I talked about last week was the adult coloring pages and things. So
Yeah.
this is a simple one, but it's something that just kind of, I don't know. I think just like in lighting the chalice, there's that freedom that comes from it. It's what keeps us going.
Right. Also, like you said about creating it yourself with the Legos, how meaningful it is to create something. I felt that even though this was just sort of a fun exercise to go around and say, how many different kinds of chalices could I make? It was fun to think about what's really meaningful to me, what's really special. For one of the flames, I used this rock. This is from UBARU, the Unitarian Universalist Conference and camp that's near us. And it has this moss on it that grows all around that area. And I thought it looked like an eye, but it's bright yellow. And so I thought that is like a really special flame, keeping the flame of UBARU on my chalice. So there's lots of different ways to connect with that. And if somebody wanted to take this but didn't want the little goofy eyes on it, you could just color the opposite side and you'd have a plain chalice, and you could color it any way you want, and it would be an exercise in creating your own chalice to make something meaningful for this time at home.
Yeah. And I'll make sure that the link for the Alice the Chalice is below on YouTube and in our email. As well as you sent me a couple more coloring sheets this week too, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in too, because I really like coloring. It's how I'm one of those people, if any of you understand, while you're listening to something or somebody is talking, you have to doodle, you have to draw, otherwise you can't retain anything. So that's why I'm like, let's do the coloring, because focus is really hard right now. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're talking about the chalice and having our spiritual practices at home, is because we're all finding it hard to focus right now, because we all have kind of what's called trauma brain. And so bringing back what we find as our connection, which is that spark, it's the spirit, it's what we see within one another, it's that symbol of our faith, having that as a focus point, I think is what's really going to help a lot of the people right now, especially with their home worship, because you can sit down, watch our videos on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, but being able to actually have that one moment where we all are doing it, and you know that everybody else is lighting their own chalice at home in some way or another, even if it's a rock or it's a little electric candle, knowing that we're all doing that together kind of makes it that echoed unity. It's when I was in seminary, we talked a lot about how around Easter, every generation has done these things almost exactly the same way. And so everything you're doing has been done for 2,000 years. So you're doing it with thousands of other people at the same time that may not even be here anymore. So it's kind of the same thing, except it's linear for us. So it's uniting us through a flame, which is kind of where we start as UUs, isn't it?
It is. It is. I love that. I love that we all get to do it together. And if people are watching our services and are watching the chalice lighting, you can light your own chalice at home, even if all that is taking your seashell and putting it on your plate. That's the act and the symbol of lighting that chalice for you, so that we can all do it together. I love that. We also.
So I appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.